What's up, guys? Welcome back to Cooking Chef Colton's Kitchen, episode 3. The time is 12, and we will be making Alfredo with shells tonight. Yeah. Can I? Oh, fuck. Oops. Oh, I already fucked up, but who cares? First thing you need is water in a pot to cook your pasta. So you just fill your pot up with water. So, how was everybody's week? Halloween happened, and that's usually fun. I was the cat in the hat. But Halloween's over now. It's Christmas. I love Christmas. I all I'm putting my tree up in literally 2 days, and I don't care. We will be using fresh-ish mozzarella, I guess. Wow, someone's watching this. I'm actually kind of honored. I wonder who it is. You can like type and say hi. Oh shit. Yeah, fuck it. I'll use that much water. Wow, they left. Good to know who my fans are. That looks like too much water. But I don't care. You want to add salt to your water? Like 10 pinches of salt. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was like 10. And they left again. That's so sad. So I'm putting up my Christmas tree Tuesday. I personally cannot wait. I know it's gonna be fun. Shit, is this supposed to be boiling? Is that this one? Yeah. Okay, now I'm only like 50% sure on how to actually. Oh shit, that's not. I'm only like 50% sure on how to actually make Alfredo sauce. But I've been less sure in many other things that I've done, and sometimes they turn out swell. So you want to put your stove on a little over half, and you want to take a medium-sized pot. Wait, let me get a light on this. No, that is not. What the fuck? Light. Like a medium-sized pot. And then you want to fill that halfway up with milk. Fuck. I'm using 2% milk personally. You can use whatever you want. That was a shit ton of milk. I also need to buy more milk. And then you put in your cheese. This is like that's like one really big cheese stick. It's awesome. I'm using mozzarella cheese personally, and that's always good. Thanksgiving also is right around the corner, so be ready for that. Very important when the Alfredo sauce or future Alfredo sauce starts to heat up, always be stirring it because it can burn, and burnt stuff doesn't taste good. Not at all. I saw this really cool robot on a whiteboard earlier. It had like 2 horns, and then they had the lines on it. Square face, like square mouth. I thought it was cool personally. But fuck it, I want to touch museum. Like, you know, you always go in museums and like they say don't touch. I want to go to one where you can touch stuff. And I'm assuming they exist because I want them to exist basically. And it'd be really cool if they did. And if they don't, and you happen to have enough money, you should open one. And then like send me a free ticket. Opening day. Ooh, that would be some money shit right there. Some money shit. Oh, that reminds me. I forgot to do this last night. I usually like to do them Friday nights, but Friday night I was just like so tired I couldn't function. I also couldn't walk upstairs that day for some reason. Every time I tried to walk upstairs, I ended up falling. And like that really hurts because you just smash your shin. I forget what that bone's called. Off of steps. Shit hurts. And then like those fake ass people with chin splints who claim it's real. Don't believe them. It's a lie made up by the government. I wonder what lies are actually made up by the government. No, it's really cool. Dinosaurs. Those things are fucking awesome. Like these huge, like 20-foot tall creatures used to just run around and like eat each other. My favorite dinosaur personally is the Spinosaurus. It was like the largest carnivore, even bigger than like a T-Rex. Thing was badass. And like they had feathers. Well, not the Spinosaurus, but like other dinosaurs had feathers. Which I don't know if that makes them cooler or weirder. But I like it. I dig it. Imagine having, you know, like the Native Americans have those like chief like has a feather hat. Imagine having one with dinosaur feathers. That's fucking cool. I dig it. I do. Somehow a lot of like people who know me found out about this show, but like I didn't tell that many people, so I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's happening either way, so I guess. So I always forget how to actually live stream, which is very weird because I do it every week, but I always spend like 5 minutes trying to find out how to do this. I don't know why. I mean, it's not that difficult of a concept. You just like, you click the buttons, but I always lose track of the buttons to click. You will want a pasta streamer? I don't know. The thing water goes through. It has a name out there. No, what's really cool? Those like Japanese sandals where it's like a piece of wood and then it's like 2 pieces of wood and you like walk on them. I have no idea what those are called, but I like them. They're cool. Very Japanesey. The Japanese are really cool. They're really like isolated and like they're not afraid of like new technology or anything. And like, dude, they're really cool. They also have really good food. Like, I don't know, they just have bomb food. I gotta start making some Asian stuff on this show. Maybe some dumplings. But I think dumplings take a very long time to cook. But they're so good. Like real dumplings. Bomb. Ooh, I'm trying to make a stir fry next week. I've been saying this for like 2 weeks. But I just like keep on forgetting to buy the ingredients. And why is my burner not getting hot? I keep on meaning to buy the ingredients, but I just don't, and I don't know why. My bad. So for some reason my burner wasn't on, which is weird. This is a very weird oven. It's like half broken. Like it's 20 degrees less hot than it says it is. And that's like extremely annoying while baking. You know, and there's a difference between cooking and baking. Baking, I personally prefer. That's why first 3 episodes were all baking, but it's like you follow a recipe, you do this, 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 and this. Cooking's more like freeloading. Like I just kind of like with this, like I wasn't like put in 10 cups of milk. I was just like kind of fill it halfway up and then like throw in this and throw in like the whole thing of cheese, because why not? It's more like eyeball, more guessing, more like, sure, this works, or let's see if this works. And as I said earlier, I have no idea if this is going to work. I'm just really hoping it does. If you want, you can add in extra goodies to your Alfredo sauce, like garlic, pepper. I personally won't, just because I'm just trying to keep it nice and simple. Cheesy, dairy. I don't think that's a word. It is now. I have that scene from The Breakfast Club stuck in my head, where they're all dancing on like the bookcase, and they're like that. I don't know why. I just really like that scene. The Breakfast Club is also a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, highly suggest it. It's like an hour and a half. I looked it up on Rotten Tomatoes because I was really bored and I was looking up movies. I forget what it got, but I'm sure the rating was good. Ooh, that's almost boiling. It's been aired as a classic. It's a good movie. It's very cliche-ish in like the fact that there's like, 5 different high schoolers who all like the different generic personalities, but like you get that in like everything, like Glee and whatever. I also just watched Hardcore Henry. Not a highly recommended movie. It was cool, and it was an hour and a half of just like this guy, but like it's from his point of view, which like makes it different. Just like literally murdering people, but like there's like very little plot, very little is explained. Just some guy running around murdering people. So that happened. There's also this another fun website. I forget what it's called, but if you like kind of Google like the rough-ish of the website, it'll probably come up. But it's like you can track a word's usage throughout the years. I personally find it fun. You know, compare stuff. You can even compare words. It's like all these graphs. It's bomb. Oh my god. Shit. On the bright side, there's a lot of holidays in November, you know? I'm really rooting for that. A lot of holidays. Not a lot of holidays in October. No. We can't have that. No, can we? No. I like a holiday. I also like Bob Ross. I'm intending to do an episode very similar to a Bob Ross episode, but I need to buy some stuff. Also, once again, need to buy a chef hat. I really want one. I feel like it would really complete the show. Me, chef hat. So back to Bob Ross. Like, he's just so calming. I remember I was watching him, like, when I first started, and my sister was like, no, Colton, no, this is horrible. And then, like, I kept on watching it, and then, like, 3 days later, I put it on, and she no, actually, I think I put it on. I put it on, she's like, I like this show. It's really good. Grew on her. That's what I like to hear. Because Bob Ross is just like, he's just so happy. You know, I like the guy. 'Cause everyone needs a friend. Wiping a tear from my eye as I'm crying. Because it's so beautiful. Yeah, all my friends are fighting for stupid reasons that I really don't care about. But it's kind of annoying. Because now no one wants to talk to each other. So, like, now I'm bored. And, like, I don't like being bored. I do weird stuff when I'm bored. I found this really cool website where it's just, like, a website that lists a bunch of weird websites. I don't know why I love it. I could go on that for days. I remember younger, like Webkins, Club Penguins, dude. The karate mode in Club Penguin used to be the shit. And the Webkins house used to be the shit, dude. Those used to be fire. But like, now, I think they're both closed. Definitely Club Penguin. I don't know about Webkins. I have to see that. Now kids make Musical.ly at like TikTok, and like it's 110 times easier to get molested on those sites. When you find out your Roblox girlfriend is secretly your uncle. Oh dang it, not again. I've never played any of those new ones though. The guy who like they named Mario after Nintendo apparently died. That's kind of sad, you know? Very sad. But like on this show, we don't like to get too sad. We like to keep things happy. You know, food makes everyone happy. Food is severely underrated. It is a huge part of culture, a huge part of life, and like, you know, everyone loves a good meal, a nice home-cooked meal. You can cook it yourself. You can grab out your pots and pans, cook along with me. Sure, someone's gonna call you weird, but who cares? People actually care about other people's opinions. I personally don't get it. You're looking at a kid who wore a hamburger sweatshirt and Patrick the Star shorts. I'm sure I got made fun of behind my back, but I liked them. I think I looked very cute in them personally, and that's all that matters. Always gotta be upbeat. Well, not always, because I mean, everyone's a little sad, but it's nice to be upbeat. I'm confused on if this is boiling or not. It doesn't look like it's boiling, but it sounds like it's boiling. But I feel like I put too much water in, so I'm just gonna kind of let it boil, or not boil for a little bit. So the cheese is starting to melt slowly but surely. Remember to always be stirring it. You don't want it to burn. No siree. Cracking open these things. Crunchy. I'm sure that's not good for my teeth. It's probably horrible for them. So I'm gonna pour the pasta in. I hate the dentist, speaking of my teeth. Dude, I don't even know what they do. So right now we got this double stirring action going. A very rare move, but you gotta do what you gotta do. The pasta will take, I don't know, like 7 to 10 minutes to cook. Once again, like pasta's pretty easy. Water, salt, pasta. It's like a basic skill. Like if you ever like just graduated college, first time, you know, living on your own for the first time, happens to everyone. You finally realize you can't keep on having McDonald's every night. Cook up some pasta. You know how much fucking pasta you can buy for very cheap? It's crazy. Crazy. Run down your local supermarket. My local Dollar Tree sells a $1 like steak, and like there's nothing on this planet I would not want to eat than Dollar Tree steak. Like, I have so many questions. Dollar Tree, ew. That's just like, no. No, sir. Not I. Dollar Tree steak, ew. The cheese is really starting to melt now. It's kind of like gooey now, and you can really smell the mozzarella. Oh my lord, that smells so good. Oh, back to what I was talking about. I forgot this thought earlier when I was talking about like throwing other ingredients in. It doesn't have to be mozzarella. You can use, I almost use Parmesan actually. You can use Parmesan, you can use cheddar. You can just throw like 10 cheeses in here. Have it be like a mini fondue. I haven't had fondue in forever. I haven't gone to like a fondue restaurant in quite some time. They're really expensive. So you want to like stir the sauce until it's the right consistency. You don't want it too thin, like watery. You don't want it too thick, like I really can't. Jello, I guess. Is Jello a solid or a liquid? I don't know. I don't know. Oh yeah, so you want the consistency to be right, but you can add more milk, cook it more or less time. You know, it's yours. Have it be what you want. I could not imagine how people like compete and cook. Like if someone's like, do all this in 30 seconds, I'm like, what the fuck? No. No, bitch. You know, food shouldn't be rushed. You know, put love into it, and it will put love into you. Although not cooking your food is technically making it taste better, because you're like, it's a new sensation for your nose, which is a big part of your tasting, versus when you cook it, it's a old sensation, but, you know, who cares. I was watching Shark Tank earlier, and I never realized this until today, but like literally every single person goes, this is my product, is like blah blah blah. But don't just let me tell you, let blank tell you. And then some like random ass person comes in and is like, oh yeah, let me tell you, boy. Oh yeah, it's like the greatest thing ever. And then all the sharks are like, nope. You know how cool it must be to be that rich? Like, having enough money where you never have to worry about anything must be good. I kind of want to book. Oh. Very cheesy. Okay, fuck. Like I mentioned earlier, I do have an obsession with eating stuff raw. That was some very good cheese. Very good indeed. For some reason, at my fondue place, when I was cooking my steak, it came out gray. I don't know why. But like, gray steak does not look that appetizing. You know where I never went? Chuck E. Cheese. With that rat was scary. Like, dude, that smile was just always upsetting. He's like, wanna come and play? Like, dude, that's fucking creepy. That is creepy. I mean, apparently it's fun. I feel like their pizza must be disgusting, though. Ugh. I don't even want to know what happens in there. I wonder how many like times someone spat in my food at a restaurant, and I just ate it and was like, good, delightful. Because I feel like it's had to happen like at least like 5 times. And it probably wasn't even my fault. It's probably just the guy not having a good day. And honestly, sometimes at work when I'm not having a good day, I'm just a horrible human being. And that's life. Uh-oh. Some of my sauce spilled. You know, not gonna lie, this is turning out better than I thought, the sauce. Time to check on the Alfredo. Oh fuck. In tits, that's hot. Still a tiny bit too hard, but much better than it was earlier. You still got the cheese melting. You want that basically 100% melted. Maybe like 99% melted. Oh, this smells so good. Like, muy. You know, I'm glad everyone's here tonight. I look so weird. I need to get this more in the middle so like everyone can see. Like, oh no, that's kind of a bad view. But like, I'm stirring like 2 things right now, and like, it's real workout. You know. Oof. You know, cooking's so frowned upon, but it's so much fun. It's so good. Could you imagine if I was just like shit talking cooking on the show? If I was just like, oh, fucking dweebs cook. Fucking twat. And I'm out here cooking. You know, I actually like said the show out loud to myself. Like what actually happens. And what the hell am I doing? Oh my lord, my dad, so like daylight savings is coming up. And my dad like already switched the clocks back. So I'm looking at my clock and I'm thinking I'm an hour off and I'm just like, oh shit. And I'm like, oh wait, yeah, that's right. Oh, that was a lot of milk. Whoop. Don't cry over spilled milk. But in all fairness, spilled milk does smell like absolute ass. And since there's cheese on it, it's not good. That was my pasta boil. No. Yeah. Oh, that should be done actually. That is done, so I am going to go strain it real quick. Oh, yes. Oh. I'm not saying I just burned myself. I'm just saying, like, my hand just burnt. No. Oh, fuck. Okay, now. Usually you should take your time and be careful, but I didn't want this to burn, so we had to make sacrifices. Like my thumb, which really hurts. But who cares? I really want to make a turkey dinner on this show. But like turkeys take like 12 hours to cook. Could you imagine a 12-hour live stream? I do it. A man once gave a 24-hour speech to Congress, which is really cool, but it was to stop the Civil Rights Act bill of 1967 passing, so that's a really douchebag move, you know? That's like a whole new level of racism. I don't get how people are racist. The shit just don't make sense. Not at all. Oh. Doom, doom. Who went to the parade? Like, so many people went to the parade. So many people. It wasn't even funny. I didn't go personally just because I'm not a huge sports fan, not gonna lie. Like, I'm happy they won, but like at the same time, I'm like, didn't know how the World Series worked until like Game 2 in the World Series this year, which I'm sure isn't good. And then like, I know like some of my friends like can tell you the history of the World Series starting back in like 1987. They can tell you like every single team, every single player. And I'm like, yeah, I know Babe Ruth, Great Bambino, the Colossus of Cloud. I'm actually surprised the rapper hasn't taken that name yet. That reminds me of The Sandlot. If you haven't seen The Sandlot, please like, stop watching this video and go watch The Sandlot. you can watch this video later. The Sandlot is such a good movie. So quotable. Ugh. This cheese is taking longer than I expected it to melt, but I don't want to turn up the heat. I don't want to burn it. And fuck it. We turned it up what degrees? I forget if I mentioned this or not, but it should be like half. It should be a little over halfway, the heat. Look at all that steam. I don't know. I just like steam. I really want a coffee. I used to drink coffee a lot. I need to start drinking coffee again. Coffee's so good. You know, but like, by the time I wake up and like the time I leave, like, I just don't got time for that. Y'all got time for that? Y'all ain't got time for that. We got tons of deals. Ain't it funny? I'm guarding them. Now, if you get that quote, damn, I respect you, honestly. I do. Skadoosh. I make a lot of weird noises. That used to be my ringtone for the longest time. Young. But then I got the iPhone, and like, making a custom ringtone on an iPhone is a bitch to do. Like, you need to download the app and like plug it into your computer, all that other good stuff. And like, I just want to hit like 3 buttons and be happy. So now I have one of those like dumb default tones that are like dong dong dong. My power button also broke again. My power button likes to break like every other month. I don't get it. My phone is falling apart. So I'm personally taking my sauce off the heat, and I'm gonna stir it a little bit more until the cheese is like 100% melted, you know? Because right now it's about 98%. But we want it to go all the way. I'm not afraid. Don't be afraid to complicate. That's gonna be on the internet forever. Oops. This is like fun for me personally. I hope it's fun for you too. How's everyone's week looking? Is it looking like you guys gonna have a good week? It's looking like I'm gonna have a good week. Not one of those like dramatically good weeks where like everything's going down, but like just not a shitty week. Hi, sorry, I don't know what just happened or what you guys saw, but long story short, I put my phone on the stove and it overheated. Not my proudest moment. So now I have an ice cube on the back of my phone, but it started working again, and apparently you can resume live streams, which makes them feel less live, but I don't care. Makes my life easier. Unless I have to edit. I'm just kidding, I don't edit these. I'm not that good with computers, but I know people who are. But I don't know anyone who's, oh fucking tits, anyone who's that good with computers. That's willing to help me. Don't touch hot stoves. Must say, not highly recommended. I put my sauce back on the heat just because, just to give the cheese a little bit of extra oomph, you know? Just to melt it fully. You want that nice melted cheese. What can I say? I used to like cheese sticks. Cheese sticks used to be my shit. But then I went to the hospital and they put like a tube all the way like up and down my nose, and I ate a cheese stick and it tasted like absolute shit. That's funny, I just use shit to describe them being good and bad. And long story short, I don't eat cheese sticks anymore. I don't know why I couldn't just make a gagging noise. Yeah, not that good. Oh. Fuck. Well, fuck. I just spilled sauce everywhere. Legit everywhere. Gotta clean that up quickly so it doesn't harden. That sounds really weird. Oops. And always be careful, because shit happens. But don't get too upset. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. You know? Don't do it. Don't do it, man. You know, it's a great movie, Monsters Inc. Sully, dude, I love that guy, Sully. Shit cool, shit funny. I like it. Oh, there's this Disney short called I Lava You. It's a great watch, must say. It's about two volcanoes that like lava each other instead of love. LOL. And yeah, great watch, must say. I feel like this is melting. So now, you take your stuff. So like all my pasta's in here. I don't know if you actually saw it or not. Fire pasta. And you just take your sauce and you go gadoosh. Oh. Boom. And then, fuck, I put that in the dishwasher. And then you take the wooden spoon you were using earlier, or a different one, because I was retarded. And mix it in. As previously stated, this was kind of too much sauce for the pasta, but I don't deeply care. And you mix it up. And then you get a reel. Then you get a fork. And you eat it. Fuck. Good. Get the. Okay. What the? See? That easy. Sauce came out better than I was expecting. Must say. So with that, you should be happy, holly, jolly, and on your way. And to that, I say, everybody, have a merry day.